Right, this morning I picked up the Camion Bene, which is like a Renault Master tipper truck basically. I don't know why they call it Camion Bene, 'cause I thought that was a brand. Anyway, had some fun at the location place, the sort of hire shop for the van, because it turned out that the battery was flat because the previous user had left the battery on. So we had to have about 5 people running around trying to work out how to jump start it, because it turns out it's not quite the same with a van. You have to find this little metal thing that sticks out and it's not on the actual battery. So eventually we found that and managed to jump start the thing, and now I'm a little bit nervous about switching it off in case the battery's not got enough juice in it to get me started again. So I'm at the builder's merchants now, and I'm going to pick up a load of bricks and sand and cement so we can continue making progress on the pool tomorrow. Right, just waiting for all of the materials to arrive. So yeah, I feel like I've spent a lot of time in this yard over the last year. Hopefully this might be one of the last trips though. Right, we've got a lot of bricks. Need to unload them now. I feel like I've spent a lot of time moving these sorts of blocks around. Another challenge is having space for them all. But hopefully after this we won't need any more. Right, so same day, I'm at another Poimpy. This time I'm getting a bit more sand. Couldn't fit it all in last time, and realised I needed some metal rebar as well, so I'm getting that too, but at a different Poimpy. And this time I've got some antiques in the back, which I got from a brocante. Right, so I'm just on my way back from dropping off loads of sand and gravel, basically ready mixed aggregate. We did 2 loads and got loads of roofing materials. I looked for a chimney hat to stop the water getting in, but unfortunately they didn't have quite the right size, so we will have to buy that maybe on the internet or back in the UK. I've used it as well to chop the hedges, which even this truck wasn't big enough, but it certainly helped us get them down quite a bit. But now I'm just approaching Mr. Bricolage and I've got to return the trusty Camion Bene. It's served us very, very well. As I said, our hope now is that we've got all of the materials we need and we shouldn't need one for a little while. Right, so it is, after being a wet summer, we're actually due to have a little mini heat wave. It's September right now and it's been pouring down with rain all week, but yesterday suddenly about mid-afternoon it started to get really warm, and today I think it gets up to sort of 25, 26, which isn't that hot, but then over the course of the week it's going to get up to sort of 30 degrees, which for this part of the world is quite hot. I know quite a few people who watch the videos come from Australia where that is a balmy evening. But anyway, it's good because it means that we can make really good progress on the pool. It's still a bit of a swamp everywhere, like the clay. It takes quite a while for it to dry out. But I'm feeling quite positive. We've had some really tough times with this project. It has been a lot more difficult than we expected. I think we worked out we've made about 46 tons of concrete so far. That might be the total weight of the walls, including the bricks, I can't remember. But each week we think it's the last time that we're going to use the Camion Bene, basically the tipper truck, and each week we realise we need more aggregate, more cement, and have to trundle off and hire it again and go and get more stuff. And we can't get deliveries here either because the gate's too small to get in, and so if you saw one of our earlier videos you'll realise that when we tried this we ended up getting quite stuck because all of the materials got dumped on the front of our property, and luckily we found a farmer that was able to we were able to pay to sort of help move it all into the property. But rather going through that hassle, incurring the costs, we basically get all of our materials by just hiring this little tipper truck, going to the local DIY merchant or bricolage and buying tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of aggregate, which is basically just sand and gravel. So today we're going to be, we're not going to finish it today. I think we've resigned ourselves to that, but we'll be pretty close. We are basically going to try and get a layer of bricks down, and this morning, and then we've got to do some work on the roof before the winter does properly, before the autumn does properly start. Yeah, and then we'll fill them this afternoon, and then it's we're working tomorrow, so we won't be able to get a lot of work done during the week, and in the evenings we tend to sort of do stuff inside the property rather than outside. But yeah, I think then we'll only be like one tier off, so it feels like we're within grasping distance of finishing now, or at least getting to the point where we can put the liner down, and when the liner's down then we'll be able to sort of let everything dry out a bit, start capturing the water, and yeah, I think there just won't be as much of a hurry, because if it's collecting water, that's fine. We can finish the other aspects of the build sort of probably in the spring, so we can probably leave it for a good couple of months. Anyway, I better crack on and make some progress, and yeah, get all of these blocks down. Yeah, I think cue time lapse. In case you can't hear me. So we are about to start what is a really important day, because it's September and bizarrely it has been hot all week, and so everywhere's quite dry, and the couple of things that we have to do today really need to be done when it's dry. So we'll be digging a sort of a new footing or a new base, concrete, to pour some concrete, which will then serve as like the platform on which the steps will go. And if we don't do it today, to be honest, I doubt we'll get enough dry days for the ground to be dry enough to do it. So quite crucial. And then I think like the weather forecast is due to turn even tomorrow. I think it's meant to rain, and then I think we'll be properly into autumn and winter. So it'll get increasingly difficult to find time when the weather's nice to be able to make good progress. But we're so close. So if we can have a really good push today and maybe get some done tomorrow, if it doesn't start raining till the afternoon, then we might just be able to put the liner in before all the rains start properly. So let's see how we get on. We're going to run out of sand, unfortunately, but we're making really good progress. It's quite quick laying blocks. The filling that takes ages.
So I guess a bit wider than one brick. We're going to do one brick step, 2 bricks.
So I think, basically I envisage, let's sort the pad out. I think it's going to be 2 bricks wide.
Oh dear. A bit bigger than 2 wide, going that way.
Yeah. I mean, I sort of started carving it out.
I'm just worried you've gone too far that way.
Here we are. How's it looking?
Good. It's setting, which is nice.
Yeah.
It feels big enough for the steps.
We made really good progress today, haven't we?
We have, and we're very nearly there with a big block work.
So we've basically had to dig a hole here. So it's pretty much a foundation which we're going to use to put some steps on. Because it's a really deep pool, could be quite difficult to get out if you're swimming in the pool. So we just wanted to make sure we could have some steps. We'll actually run the liner over the top and then put the steps or build the steps on top. But yeah, it should look quite good, shouldn't it?
Yeah, and then it'd be nice if we could kind of cap them with wood or something so they feel a bit more natural.
That'd be nice.
But at the moment we're just going to use these, aren't we?
Yeah, just the blocks. There's one behind you. We are shattered after a really long day, aren't we?
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, she's got some mean stuff on her. What have you been eating, Belle? Anyway, we today have built a kind of a concrete foundation for the steps. So we took them probably deeper than they needed to be, but
Safety first.
safety first, yeah. And it's just kind of, I feel like any concrete we put down there is just going to make the walls stronger. So yeah, it should be good. And then we have built up the walls quite a bit as well, haven't we?
We have. And we're almost on the last level of the major walls, which is an amazing achievement.
Yeah, it just then means we've still got other walls to do, which we were just kind of, oh, tufty.
Covered in cement, though.
Yeah, so we just need to, basically we've worked out a whole load of other walls that we need to do as well, which will be quite a pain, but it's still a bit of a milestone, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, massive milestone.
Yeah, and if we can actually do any bricklaying tomorrow, we'll be able to finish this run, and then, yeah, that'll be kind of, liner would lap over that, wouldn't it?
Oh my god. Crazy. Finally here after a year.
Yeah.